Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel if you're a subscriber, and welcome to my channel if you're new to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about healing a wounded inner child. So on this first video, part 1, we're going to be talking about neglect and abandonment from parents, grandparents, caregivers, whoever raised you. We're going to talk about neglect and abandonment with healing a wounded inner child. So I focus on solutions. That's why the name of my business is Alluring Beauty Solutions, because I want to focus on solutions and not the problem. So the first step to healing an inner wounded child would be to picture yourself as that child. Even if you have a picture of yourself as a child, let's say between the ages of specifically 1 and 7 years old, and you're going to look at the picture, or if you don't have a picture, you're going to picture in your mind. You can close your eyes like during meditation, and you're going to speak to that inner child. And you're going to talk to the inner child and say, I'm sorry that it's not your fault what happened to you, and I'm sorry that I couldn't protect you better. And you're going to revisit the abuse that you endured during a young age. When you revisit the abuse, whether it's sexual abuse, emotional abuse, neglect, abandonment, which is what we're focusing on today, you're going to tell yourself as the child, this is not your fault. I love you. I'm sorry that that happened to you. And you're going to picture the event in a different way. So you're going to picture the event in a positive way and not a negative way. So you're going to actually picture yourself getting yourself out of the situation instead of going through it. So you're going to picture yourself stepping in and avoiding that trauma that happened to you. And when you do it, you have to do it with intent and do it with believability. So you step in and you stop the occurrence from happening in the first place. So when you do that, maybe you're going to get emotional, you're going to cry, maybe you want to caress your inner child, your younger self. Maybe you want to write a letter to your younger self also. So you can write a letter to your younger self and, say everything that you want to say while you're actually doing the healing process. So write down what you would have done if you were in that situation at the age that you are now, or with the knowledge that you have now. And when you write it, I don't want to scare people away, because a lot of people are not into holistic therapies or alternative methods. They're really stuck on Western society's views of healing. But one thing you can do is you write it down, and tonight is going to be a full moon. It's a very nice full moon. It's one of the bigger ones of the year. So on a full moon, you would actually take the letter that you wrote to yourself, and you would actually put it in a jar. I usually have jars around here somewhere. Here's a jar right here. So you would put it in a jar, the letter that you wrote to yourself, and then you would responsibly burn it under the full moon. So, just take a lighter or a match, and you would just burn the little note inside of a jar. If you're outside, maybe in a bonfire, like I said, do it responsibly. And children, do not light anything. This is the disclaimer. I don't want children burning anything in a jar at all. So if you're an adult and you do it responsibly, you would definitely burn the letter in a jar under a full moon. And that would help to get rid of some of the negative feelings that you had attached to your abandonment issues. And some other things that you can do for healing a wounded inner child. So self-care is very important. And I know a lot of people have heard this, and maybe you overlook it, or you look at it as menial, but it's not. It is definitely necessary in the healing process. Self-care. Because self-care involves self-love. People that love themselves take care of themselves. It's just common sense. You're not going out of your way to, just make as much money as you can. Anyway, some self-care tips are my number one self-care tip is bathing. I like to bathe. I bathe every day for as long as possible. And so I do it with pink Himalayan sea salt or Epsom salt because salt neutralizes negative energy. And I love my salt baths. Some people consider them spiritual, but I also know that it's very relaxing and it softens your skin, ladies. So I'm really into my femininity and it really softens your skin. So baths. The second thing would be foods. Whether you believe it or not, the foods you eat definitely affect your mood. It affects your lifestyle. It affects your subconscious mind. It affects your relationships. I mean, you've heard the term before, you are what you eat. That's not just a cliche statement, that's a fact. So if you eat animals, then you act like an animal. I mean, if you eat dead things, then you're probably dead inside. So I would definitely say the second thing would be focused on food. Some people might want to fast in order to heal their wounded inner child. Some people might want to just eat live fruits and vegetables that grow from the earth that have stems and seeds. Some people might want to just do like a water fast and drink fresh water. And some people might just want to dry fast and just sun gaze. Some people are breatharians. They just want to breathe. So that is very healing also. So these are tips for healing a wounded child. So we have baths, we have foods, what you watch, you're also digesting. Any orifice on your body that is a hole, you digest information, whether you know it or not. So what you watch. So I would definitely fast from watching any negative things on television, no matter what it is, whether it's the news, reality TV, things that would have you in your lower self, meaning things that appeal to taste, touch, sight, sound, and smell. Stay away from that stuff. Watch something that's educational. Watch something that's uplifting. Watch something that's powerful. Something that's uplifting to your spirit. What you listen to, your ears, are also a way for you to digest information. So you don't want to be listening to B, suck my D, and, I'm going to sell these drugs, and, I don't care about anybody, and I'll kill it in, and you don't want to listen to that kind of stuff. So you want to listen to what's in the background, which is rain, which is a natural sound, which is 432 megahertz. So you want to listen to natural sounds on 432 megahertz. If you just go on YouTube, Google, you can find natural sounds on 432 megahertz. This is how I go to sleep every night. I hook it up to my wireless speaker, and there you go. You don't want to be listening to nonsense when you're trying to heal. You also want to involve yourself in genuine, authentic relationships. This is very hard for people that have a wounded inner child because they're used to abandonment and neglect. So when someone genuine comes into their life, they tend to push them away because that's foreign to them. They're used to dysfunction, they're used to drama, they're used to conflict. And I've been a victim of this also, and I've participated in this also. But once you're aware of it, you can control it. So you want to surround yourself with genuine, authentic relationships where people actually have your best interests at heart. And I know that it's harder than it sounds. You might say, well, I don't know any genuine, authentic people. So when you do come across a genuine and authentic person, your soul, your spirit will resonate with that person. It's like a comfortability where you're just comfortable being in their presence. Even if it's just being silent, you're comfortable around this person. You're not anxious. You're not trying to leave. You're not, thinking of what I'm going to do next. You're comfortable in that space. So when you're around those kind of people, I would say definitely grow those relationships. Water those relationships. They don't come around often. They're very rare. Don't push them away. That's your wounded inner child that's used to abandonment. And that's what you expect when you meet these genuine people. You expect them to leave you and abandon you like your caregivers did. But it's not them. This is somebody new. And if you don't heal that inner child, then you're probably going to try to push them away. So, every cell in your body responds to your thoughts, whether you believe it or not. Your thoughts are electricity and your feelings are magnetism. And the universe responds to electricity and magnetism. So whatever you're thinking about every day and feeling every day is going to show up in your life, whether you believe it or not. So what you want to do is focus your thoughts on positivity, on healing, and you also want to put your feelings of I'm worthy, I'm important, I'm abundant in everything that I need in this universe. Nothing is lacking. So you definitely want to focus your thoughts and feelings on positivity and genuine, authentic things. The last thing I'm going to talk about with healing your inner wounded child when it comes to abandonment and when it comes to neglect is crystals. We talked about this crystal in a prior video. And this is for people that want to kick it up a notch with their healing. Some people are probably not inclined to this, and that's okay. Do what resonates with you. However, if you want to heal faster and kick it up a notch, you definitely want to get a crystal. Now, when it comes to crystals, they say this is a rose quartz. So the rose quartz is for healing your heart chakra, which is an energy field. You definitely want to look into your sun sign, your moon sign, and your ascending sign, because people might have different crystals that will work better with them with their sun sign, moon sign, and ascending sign. I am a Cancer. Was born in the Cancer season, so this stone works for me with my heart chakra. So I would do a little research with that. But when it comes to your sun sign, your moon sign, your ascending sign, that's just explaining where the planets were aligned when you came into this lifetime. So that's all that it is. It's not, hocus pocus spooky stuff. It's just how the planets were aligned in the sky when you were birthed. That's all that it is. So also, you want to do things that you did as a child. So let's say you were a great artist as a child, or a great dancer, or a great singer. You want to engage in those activities, or a great writer. Okay, this is my book, Alluring Beauty Solutions, 26 Days, 26 Steps to Total Transformation. I've always been a writer since childhood. And so when you engage in activities that you did as a child, it actually awakens that inner child, and you can tap into and connect to that inner child by just doing things you did as a child that genuinely made you happy as a child. It could be sports, it could be anything that made you feel free, and anything that made you genuinely happy. Do those things. And when you do those things, also intentionally tell yourself, I'm there for you. I'm sorry that that happened to you, and we're healing. Because you can't smoke away the wounded inner child. You can't drink it away. You can't cocaine it away, methamphetamines it away, eat it away. None of that. You have to feel through it to heal through it. And when you experience this, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. I want to say thank you for watching the video today and tuning in. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.